In this video, we are in beautiful Midlothian where we're comparing Midlothian to Waxahachie. Which one's the better fit? Well, stay tuned to find out. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome, glad to meet you. My name is Wendy Pennell. I am a local real estate broker here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you want to know everything there is to know about living in Dallas or any one of its many suburbs, including where we're going to be talking about today, which is Midlothian and Waxahachie, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell. Now, like I said, today we are going to be comparing Midlothian to Waxahachie. And I can tell you right now, we're not going to find like a clear winner or a clear loser because both of these cities are fantastic. They have a lot in common, but you know what? As we dig deeper, we're going to see that there are a lot of important differences. So, you know, if you're considering either one and you're like, which one's better, you know, the right fit for me? This video is for you, right? Now, one thing you should know about Waxahachie and Midlothian is they both have just a wonderful country vibe, okay? Far more than what you're gonna see, you know, closer to downtown Dallas, those centrally located ones, far more than what you're gonna see like in the north of Dallas part. They're just gonna have a strong country vibe. Also, they're both gonna be less expensive than what you're gonna find in areas north of Dallas. So if the expense is important to you, definitely keep that perspective in mind and keep watching. Okay, let's start off by talking about schools because I know that's a really important subject to many of you. All right, great place to start is niche.com. So let's talk about what did Niche have to say about Midlothian and Waxahachie. All right, well, niche.com gave both schools an A-, okay? Now, if we were to dig in a little deeper, we pop on over to greatschools.org. We're gonna find out that in Midlothian, 4 out of 12 of their schools, of their public schools, score an above average or higher. Now, in Waxahachie, 4 out of 15 of their schools score an above average or higher. Now, in terms of ratings, popping back over to niche.com again, best public independent school district in Ellis County, that reward goes to Waxahachie, first best public school in Ellis County. Now, in terms of Midlothian, guess what? It got second place. Student-teacher ratio, Midlothian is 16-1, Waxahachie is 14-1. So you're probably at this point going, Wendy, how are these even different? Where's the comparison here? Well, I'll tell you why. We will get to that in Midlothian. Their athletic department is stellar. In fact, it's considered the 18th best in the state. Now, putting that in perspective on some other videos we did, you know, we've done an Allen versus Frisco video, and we learned that Allen is the 11th best for athletics in the state, and then we saw that Frisco is the 23rd best. So Midlothian kind of fits right in the middle there. So excellent athletic department, you know, coming out on top versus Waxahachie. Now, you know, in its own defense, Waxahachie has the amazing Waxahachie Global High School. It's a specialty high school scoring a 10 out of 10. So it definitely has that to boast about. So yeah, academically, these schools are not that far apart. They both have that A-. Difference is definitely athletics, and also that Waxahachie has that Waxahachie Global High School with that 10 out of 10 rating. So your kiddo is into athletics, maybe go with Midlothian. You like the sounds of that Waxahachie Global High School, maybe think about Waxahachie, right? Okay, well, let's turn the corner. Let's talk about the cost of living for a minute. Now, one thing you should know as we're comparing Waxahachie to Midlothian, cost of living, one thing you really need to know, and I want you to keep in mind this whole time, is that both of these areas are less expensive than all areas north, okay? Now, overall though, like I told you we were gonna compare Waxahachie to Midlothian, so overall, cost of living for Waxahachie is actually lower. In fact, it's almost 10% less expensive to live in Waxahachie than it is in Midlothian. So where do we see that? Where does that play out, right? Well, food and groceries alone are like 2.5% less expensive in Waxahachie than Midlothian. You know, so other than groceries and food, where else do we see this play out? Well, Midlothian housing is like 21% more expensive than Waxahachie. You know, so let's go ahead, let's dig into housing. Let's talk about that, right? This is a real estate related video. Let's talk about housing in Midlothian and Waxahachie. And one more time, I want to remind you, when you're talking about housing being more expensive between the two, I want to make sure you remember that both of these areas are just hugely less expensive than what you're going to find on that north side, okay? So, but comparing the two, the Midlothian median sales price is $465,000. All right, how does that compare to the Waxahachie median sales price? Well, the Waxahachie median sales price is $352,000. Okay, so big difference there, over $100,000 difference in median sales price, with Waxahachie definitely being the more affordable option. But again, both of those are still way less than what you're gonna find north of DFW, okay? I'll give you some examples. Now, couple of cities that are located north of Dallas. You've got Frisco, Allen, McKinney. All of those cities are located north of Dallas, okay? Well, the median sales price of Frisco is $700,000. Median sales price of Allen, $555,000. And the median sales price of McKinney, $533,000, right? So we're talking Waxahachie, we're in the mid 300s. We're talking Midlothian, we're in the mid 400s. So both of those cities definitely less expensive than the north side. Okay, now one thing you might be wondering about, and let me just tell you right now that cities both have in common that they have tons of new construction, okay? Tons of it. We're talking thousands of homes in both Waxahachie and Midlothian, and you know, plenty of them, okay, or you're gonna find way up there in price. Like you're gonna find Azalea Hollow way over $1 million. That's one in Midlothian. So plenty of very nice brand new construction, but I took a quick look at the least expensive new construction. I found that Waxahachie had new construction as low as $335,000. Midlothian had new construction as low as $469,000. So again, we see that difference in affordability, but still both of these cities, wow, so much more affordable than what you'll find in the north. Okay, anyway, I want to give you a glimpse so you can get an idea of two neighborhoods in Waxahachie and Midlothian. So I want to show you one in Waxahachie, I want to show you one in Midlothian, okay? So the Glen Highlands subdivision is the one we're going to take a look at in Waxahachie. And what you're going to find here is oversized lots, beautiful oversized lots. Homes here were built like in the 2005 to 2015 range, somewhere in there. It's a gated community, okay? So it's absolutely beautiful. And within Glen Highlands, you're going to find a beautiful home for sale listed at $625,000, okay? It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage, 3,153 square foot, priced at $198 a square foot. Now, this particular home, good condition, partly updated. It's got granite countertops, but you know, that big showstopper is that huge yard. This home has 6/10 of an acre. Okay, so we've got that. That's Waxahachie. Let's compare to Midlothian, okay? For Midlothian, we're gonna pop on over to Ashford Prairie Estates, okay? We're gonna take a look at that neighborhood, and we're gonna find that this one is equally beautiful and has equally large oversized lots, okay? It has acreage, it has privacy. This is in North Midlothian, which tends to be the more rural, oversized lot kind of area. You're gonna see mature trees, quiet streets. Well, the home we spotlight here is listed for $675,000. A 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage, 2,765 square foot, priced at $244 a square foot. It's in excellent condition. This one, absolutely gorgeous. Definitely priced higher by the square foot, but wow, engineered hardwoods, beautiful tile, completely updated. The outside being an incredible showstopper. Above ground pool with deck, ponds, waterfalls, beautiful hibiscus flowers, huge covered patio. So this one, overall, of course, we're gonna see that Midlothian is priced higher than Waxahachie anyway, but this one was priced higher with a very good reason. Okay, so that gives you an idea of housing. Let's talk about retail. Let's turn the corner. Let's talk about retail for a bit, right? So how does retail, you know, I'm talking dining, shopping, that sort of thing. How does that compare between Waxahachie and Midlothian, okay? Well, what you should know is that Waxahachie has at least twice as much shopping and dining options and really entertainment options, because Waxahachie has a movie theater, okay? They have an HEB grocery store, and all I'm telling you is that is a big deal in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you have an HEB, you've kind of arrived, okay? Waxahachie has tons of restaurants. Now, Midlothian, on the other hand, it has 2 retail locations along with their downtown area, okay? That's it. Not a whole lot of retail there. You know, and again, Waxahachie all along Highway 77, all along 287, right? Now, here's where it can kind of be like problematic for Waxahachie, is that all of these surrounding towns that are really more like bedroom communities, you know, and honestly, including Midlothian, okay, they all tend to kind of gravitate to Waxahachie. You know, so even though Waxahachie is a relatively small town, it's just got a population of like 42,000, you get a lot of people coming in. They're coming in, you know, from Ovilla, Oakleaf, Red Oak. All of these places are just bedroom communities with no shopping, so they all go to Waxahachie. So you're gonna hear, you know, you'll hear some naysayers in Waxahachie saying, you know, this traffic is kind of problematic, right? And it is, again, because it's not just the residents, it's because of their awesome retail. All right, let's turn the corner. Let's talk about jobs, okay? Waxahachie also has more than twice the employment within their city, okay? They've got great medical jobs. They've got Baylor, Scott and White. They've got the Walgreens distribution centers. They've got kind of that warehouse, okay? So you're gonna see in Waxahachie lots of jobs with like the retail, warehouse, medical fields. I will tell you that though, in terms of like office or technology, you're not gonna really find that in Waxahachie, okay? So if that is your field, plan on a commute, because that general field you don't find. So lots of jobs in Waxahachie, but none in that, you know, technology office type setting. All right, now, okay, so that gives you a good idea of Waxahachie. How about Midlothian? Well, this is short and sweet. Midlothian pretty much doesn't have anything. Midlothian is a bedroom community in every sense of the word, okay? So you're gonna find most of the people that live in Midlothian are going to commute. You know, it's got the retail for those 2 areas that it does have of retail. And you know, it does have a few medical jobs, okay, but by and large, bedroom community in Midlothian. Now, one thing you should know when you're talking, you know, let's talk about commute. You gotta know that Waxahachie is closer to the Dallas side. That's not what we're gonna call centrally located. Midlothian, on the other hand, is almost perfectly centrally located between Fort Worth and Dallas. It's just beautiful how centrally located it is. So if one of you work in Fort Worth and one in Dallas, oh my goodness, Midlothian, great fit. Whereas, you know, Waxahachie, not so much, right? Waxahachie, you're pretty much gonna use, you know, 35 or 287. And 35 is not a very fun highway. I'll just tell you right now, it's not a tollway. It always has some kind of construction going, right? So yeah, so the commute really for Waxahachie, it's not gonna be like as enjoyable, I guess, and it's probably gonna take you longer to get to where you're going. Okay, so let's see, we talked about a lot of things here. Let's talk about outdoor recreation. How do they compare? Well, you know, Waxahachie has its own lake. Can't get much better than that, right? It also has a beautiful park, many beautiful parks. Getzendaner is definitely my favorite. That park, you know, is like a visual feast, all shaded with beautiful mature trees. But not to be outdone, Midlothian does have Joe Pool Lake right north in Cedar Hill, kind of a hop, skip, and jump up that way, so that's not bad. And Midlothian has their Midlothian Community Park, and that's their pride and joy. It is huge, it is massive. It's not, you know, shaded like Getzendaner, but it's still a very nice park, has a ton to offer. Baseball, volleyball, playground, splash pad. It has a concession stand, okay? It is massive. All these paved walking trails. So, you know, overall, I would have to say, you know, that Midlothian and Waxahachie both have some pretty good outdoor opportunities. They do. But, you know, Waxahachie is a smaller city, and it does have more parks. So Waxahachie has 18 parks, whereas Midlothian has 14, and it's a much bigger city. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea outdoor recreation-wise. Okay, well, wrapping it up, we've talked about a lot of things. We've compared Waxahachie, we've compared it to Midlothian. We've seen that overall, goodness, when it comes to affordability, we saw that Waxahachie comes out on top, okay? We found out that Midlothian is bigger. We talked about that. Midlothian is the bigger city. It does have a lower population density about 635 people, whereas Waxahachie, in terms of their population density, it's in like the 800 range, okay? Now, again, you know, we're always trying to keep that in perspective. Frisco's population density, which is a city north of Dallas, 3,400, okay? Allen's population density is in the 4,000 to 4,500 range, okay? So when we're comparing population density and we're saying that, you know, Waxahachie is a little more populated than Midlothian, goodness, still, when you put that in perspective, they're both ghost towns if you want to compare them to the cities in the north. So the real question is, you know, let's get down to the bare bones of it. Which city is right for you? You find yourself gravitating more towards Midlothian or more towards Waxahachie? So again, when it comes to new construction, you're going to be able to find yourself something beautiful in either town. Tons of new construction, both places, because they have plenty of room to grow, right? But overall, that new construction and housing in general is going to be more affordable in Waxahachie. The whole cost of living is lower in Waxahachie. We also saw that Waxahachie has more retail, more entertainment, more jobs, and as a result, more traffic. So how do you feel about that? You know, would you rather have less traffic in a city, or are you okay? Is it more important to you to be really, really close to entertainment and retail? Okay, when it came to schools, we found that they were very close together in terms of scores, but Midlothian came out on top when it comes to athletics. Waxahachie came out on top on that specialty high school with a 10 out of 10 rating. Okay, so tell me, was this information helpful? I sure hope it was. If it was, listen, the next best thing you can do is head on over to my channel, take a look around, because you're gonna find a ton of other videos. We do vlog tours, we do model home tours, we do a lot of comparison tours, okay? Like we've done Midlothian North versus South, we have done Allen versus Frisco, we've done Grand Prairie versus Arlington, we've done, oh goodness, Frisco versus McKinney. So you know what? You know, if you're coming in from out of state and you look around and you're like, this is so overwhelming, my channel is the place you wanna be to get acquainted with Dallas-Fort Worth, okay? All right, so again, I hope this was helpful. In the meantime, listen, pop on down to the description section of my video. You'll see our Let's Find Home questionnaire if you're ready to dig in and get started. But in the meantime, listen, thank you so very, very much for watching, and have a great day.